I've been to a lot of parties this season already, even before we go into December. It's Christmas parties for various different events here and there all across town. And one of the things that I have been amazed by is the fact that the bow tie just finds itself in all of these spaces. It's just one of those accessories that always seems to find its space in the festive season. Regardless of the dress code that has been stipulated, people just seem to always want to accessorize with the bow tie. And I don't blame anyone who wants to do that, because it introduces a spray of elegance, of class and panache to your outfit that you can't deny. It's the gentleman's staple accessory during the festive season. So I would always recommend that if you want to add a little bit of depth, I know people have different things they wear for the festive season, but you can also include an outfit that includes a bow tie. So I'm not going to take you through the history of the bow tie and all of that, but one thing I know is that the bow tie has been around for a very long time. During the Edwardian, the Victorian era, it's been there in different forms. You know, people have used the cravats to knot a bow as well, which is really elegant. I still do that sometimes with the cravat. But now with the modern bow tie design, you can add that extra style to your Christmas outfit just to look very elegant. But the thing there about the bow tie is there are different types of bow tie. It comes in different shapes, different sizes, and different fabrics. It's important to understand that because they add just that little detail to your outfit, which I think is very interesting, especially when you're going for different sort of looks, and to understand, you know, which works better with your shape and everything. So in this video, I'll be talking more about how to knot your bow tie. You know, I said earlier that there are different types of bow tie in terms of fabric. You've got the velvet bow tie, you've got the velvet material, very soft and like a muted tone to it, and then I think I've got one here. Then you've got the satin fabric, the satin bow tie, which you've also got as well. Those are the two most popular. I won't deal with anything else. These are the two most popular bow tie fabrics that you'll find out there. And also you've got different sizes as well in terms of your bows. The material and the shaping and the cut as well. So this is a large cut for a bow tie. This is more of I would say a small and a between a small and a medium cut for a bow tie. And I think there's actually another one that is in between this size and this one. So if you can see, you can tell the difference between these two, that one is larger than the other. The bow section on this is larger than this one as well, and it works for different things as well. When I want to feel understated with my bow tie, I go for the smaller knot. When I want to have that sort of like elegant vibe to my look, I go with a much broader knot. And then when I want something really elegant as well, I stick with the velvet. It's just nice and I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. And then the satin is more like a classy, it's like the bow tie everyday vibe. Let's put it that way. The bow tie everyday vibe is the satin bow tie. Yeah, that's it. This one. So having said all of this, you also have to take into account the different shirts that you'd wear with the bow tie. There is the regular classic collar shirt, and then you've got the wingtip shirt as well. We're not talking about shirts, but just to give you a little bit of an idea as to how, you know, works best. And then also, one of the most important thing is I try to avoid, I'm not saying you can't do that, but I try to avoid wearing bow ties with shirts where you can actually see your regular buttons. It kind of like takes away from the look. I'm not saying you can do that, don't get me wrong, because now you can, trust me, you can do anything you want to do. But if you want to just add that extra bit of elegance to it, I try to avoid shirts that you can see the buttons really clearly. Instead, what I try to do is wear shirts that have a covered placket. So you have that button here, but a placket that covers the buttons through, so you don't see anything here, and just the bow tie. It gives a very nice clean silhouette and finish to the look. Or you could go with a shirt that has got the studs, the black studs, and what this does, it adds symmetry. So you got the bow tie and you got the black studs all the way down to the button of your jacket. That adds symmetry, so you can see how all of this just gives a different vibe and effect to your look. I remember when I was a kid, I always had a bow tie on. I always had a bow tie for the kids' parties. They slap a bow tie on you, yellow, brown, orange, paisley, whatever. I always remember having a bow tie on, you know. So it's something that has been with me for a very, very long time. But as a kid growing up, one of the things that I have noticed is you have a bow tie that you just, with an elastic band, you put that on. So that brings me to my next point, which is that there are two different types of bow ties. There is the self-knot bow tie, and then there's a pre-tied bow tie. And the pre-knot bow tie. So the pre-knot bow tie is what I used to wear as a kid. You know, it's already knotted up and everything, and it attach like a string, an elastic band to it. So you just roll up your collars and then you put it on, and because it's elastic, it sort of like just snaps in, and then voila, you're ready to go. But growing up, I began to notice something very different with the bow ties. As you watch people, you see certain knots, and it just feels, you know, this doesn't feel very symmetric in terms of hard square, hard ends, clean roll in the middle of the bow. It just, something is just, you know, very organic about that. And I really wanted to know how to knot the bow tie myself because of that, because I just loved how organic it felt and it looked, you know, seeing a bow tie with the loss of proportion slightly here and there. It just feels very manual, and I'll be honest with you, I can't explain it, but it just adds something elegant to the outlook of whoever is wearing it. When you see the knot, the middle row knot of the bow tie, it always has a fold a lot of the time when it's hand knotted, self-knotted, I mean, you know. So all of the little details, for me, it all adds up to the look. It adds up to the look, everything. I'm not trying to look so uniform. I'm trying to add a little bit of ruggedness to that elegance as well, which makes it very organic, you know. So I went on a mission, and I decided I wanted to learn how to knot the bow tie. So this video is going to be showing you how to self-knot your bow tie. And something else I remember is towards the end of a party, I noticed that, you know, you just see certain people pull off one end of the bow tie and hang it just as it is on my neck at a party with drinks in hand. You can tell the party is about to end, and I just feel like, boy, that's just another level of elegance, classy. It just felt different, and those are the kind of key things that led me to want to learn how to self-knot my bow tie. So as I said, this video is going to show you exactly how you can do that to your bow tie. Also, there are different types of bow ties out there that you really need to take note of. They are the ones that, yes, they are self-knot bow tie, just like I've got the satin one, but they come in sizes. So they've predetermined what neck size you are, and then they sell them according to those sizes. Then just like this velvet one, it comes in different sizes. I got this from Favorbrook. It's somewhere, the store is somewhere in Mayfair. They sell really amazing bow ties, I must say. So like this one, You can use it for any size from size 14 all the way down to size 18. So you can see you can transfer this bow tie from father to son and all the way down, and you can wear it. I'm a size 14 and a half. Yeah, don't throw stones at me. I've got a very small physique. So I'm a size 14, so I've got a really small neck. So, and you can see I've got a size 14 on here. So this bow tie works really well with me as well, to knot. So just take note of that. So when you're shopping for your bow tie, based on what I have explained, you can decide on what sort of bow tie you want to buy. Do you want to buy just one size that you know suits you, or do you want to buy the size that you can adjust? Obviously, you know, during Christmas we get to eat a lot and then things change, and during the party you know things change, you know. So yeah, that will determine what you decide to pick up. So I've shown you both sizes, so now let's get into knotting our bow tie. First things first is to take up your collar and make sure that you knot the last button up on your collar. Just make sure that that's been knotted out, because once you put this on and you knot it, if you go on there trying to mess around with the button, you might loosen the bow tie and it just goes a bit messy. You know, you have to probably knot again or something. So I prefer to just make sure that that knot is done. And then the next thing is to take your pick on the bow tie that you want to style, satin or velvet. I want to show you how to do it with this big and bold and beautiful black velvet bow tie. So, and you take the bow tie and place it over your neck. So there you go. So I have this. Yep. So what I'm going to do now is just explain a few things to you. With the bow tie, we've got a full bow and a half bow. That's what I'll call this for now. I'm trying not to use too many fashion style languages so that the everyday layman can understand what I'm talking about and make reference to things based on shapes and sizes and descriptions that I'm giving out here. So this is a full bow, this is a half bow. So a full bow all the way down here and a half bow with a straight line. And then here you've got a full bow and a half bow with a straight line. So it's very important to take note of this. So what you can do is you have both bow ties like this. Try to put the top bow like this into a bow end like this. So what I'm saying is make one end longer and one end shorter, but put it in such a way that they sort of like fit in like a puzzle. Do you see that? Yeah? So they fit in like a puzzle. So you do that. So now you're ready to start knotting your bow tie. It's important to have one long end and one short end. Don't forget, don't make them squared out like this. Always drop it in like this. Yeah? So now we're ready to go for step 2. I hope you guys got this one. One end, the long end and the short end. And the bows fit in to form a nice completed puzzle like this on this side. So you see that like that. Yeah. All right. So you take the long end over the short end and create a knot. See what I've done? It's close to the buttonhole. Don't do this knot on the lower end like this. Always make sure that you make it as tight as possible. Not too tight, but just very close to where your buttonhole is at the top end. So you do that, and then you take that end, the long end, and place it over, and then you end up with something like this. So now, do you notice that the two ends, the half bows are now equal? The two ends are now equal. So you've got that. So that's step 2. So we've gone through step 1, understanding where to place the long end and the short end, and then rolling the long end under and bringing it over what we've got. So as you can see, it stays in place. I do that and keep it in the middle so that everything stays in place. Okay, so now we're going to step 3. So once you've got this and you feel like it looks good, it's all right, you've gotten this shape. You take this the top end of the bow that you have, and you place it over your shoulder so that you have it pointing that way. It's very important to remember this so that you can always know how to knot your bow tie without a mirror. This is one of the things that's helped me. There's no rule to this, so don't quote me, or should I say quote me, but there's no rule to this as long as you get your bow tie done. So you take this end and then you put that way. Remember, it's pointing that way. So you take this end that drops down, put your hand over the full bow. I don't remember, I said this is a full bow and a half bow. Put your hand under this full bow. You got the full bow, and do this to form your bow tie. The first bow. So this is how you form your first bow. Let me go again. So you take this and then you place that over like this. So remember, I took my thumb in the middle of the full bow and I swung everything towards where I've got this leading to. So always remember that. This is the direction in which a lot of things will be happening from this end because of this bow that we've kept on the end to form our second bow. So this is the first bow. So you do that and then you place it bang in the middle where you've got your button. You place that there. Once you've done that and you're sure that you've got everything nice and shaped, you take the other bow and bring it across the long end until you have this. That's the next step. So I pull the bow round and over, and then I had this. So once you have that, you've now got two bow. You've now got the bow folded here and a single one. Take these two and fold them together while this dips out from under. Hold them together. You will notice that there is a hole behind. So if you look closely, there's a hole behind here. So what you do now is, with this hanging, you take the other bow and hanging, the full bow, the half bow. So you take it like that and put it into that hole like that, and then slowly you pull it through. When you're done, this is what it's going to look like initially. It's going to look absolutely rough. So what you do is you find the mirror and then you pull. So the bow at the back, what I did was when I pulled it through, it was all roughened up like this. So the key, yeah, that's how it was roughened up really bad. But the key is to try and dip my fingers through it and open it up like this. So that's that back bow sorted. And then we got this other one sorted. So you take the back bow on this one on the left and the front bow on the right, and you pull. And then you pull the bow on the back bow. So this is a 2-1, 2-1, a fold and a single. Yeah, a fold in front and a single behind. A single in front and a fold behind. So you take the two folds and you pull, and then you readjust accordingly till you get the size that you're looking for, till you get the shape balanced so that the back is where it needs to be. And then you take your collar. Once you're done, you take your collar. So there's just different phases of adjustments that you need to undergo as you are building this process. So you're going through this process. There's just different phases. So you can see that bow, nice, elegant. You can see a little bit of balancing that's required. This one needs to come out a little bit here. So yeah. So yeah, this is kind of the easy way to do it. Yeah, so I've gone through all the various steps. Try to practice it over and over and over and over again, and then it will click. This is the way I knot my bow tie. It feels snug on my neck. You know, you got a really nice roll and twist on the bow tie, so it looks really nice. You can keep going, you can keep adjusting it, until you get it to look exactly how you want it to go. You can tighten it even, and pull it up to the top of the shirt and put it where you need it to be, and you're ready to go. So this is my how to knot your self-tie bow tie for an event that you can try for any sort of event. The smaller knots, you can tell if you use the other bow tie that I've got, it'll be much smaller. So this just gives a very nice, elegant look. You know, I don't know. I love the big knots. For me, it's more of a modern kind of like vibe in terms of the knot. So yeah, this is how you do it. So if you need any more help with this, just rewind the video back to where I started talking about showing you the different steps and try it again. Just try it again. And by the time you do it 2-3 times, you will get it. The most difficult part of it is when you are folding that knot with your index finger, when you roll it around and tuck it in, that's where it gets very tricky. But once you get it right, everything else is smooth sailing, and you'll be ready to go. I hope this video was helpful to give you that elegant, classy, sartorial look for your festive season parties. And while you're at it, guys, have a lovely Christmas. Out.